your sort of mission?
Yeah. Actually, I started my entrepreneur career when I was in college in 1997. When I was in college, I was working with my classmates in my room. To set up the PC hardware review website or PC hardware community website in 1997, and actually it was very popular. It is the second largest personal website in 1998, but it was failed. It was my first startup actually, but it was failed. And then I went to joined another startup in the online gaming industry actually. I worked for a company called Square Enix China. It was a China's branch of a very famous
Japanese
gaming company. I was one of the 7 employees in this company, and as far as we know, the online gaming is really popular and successful at that years. And I worked for that company for 7 years, and it is successful. The company is very successful, but I think it is too successful and I think it's overdeveloped for me, so that I cannot find my opportunity there. And then I went to the United States to pursue my MBA studies in USC, which is located in Los Angeles.
My alma mater, University of Strong Connections.
Yeah, USC Trojan. Yeah, actually, I think I was very lucky in 2007. I was very lucky to be one of the first people who has experienced iPhone, and was one of the first people who owned iPhone in Los Angeles. And I think the iPhone actually inspired me a lot. I think most of you should have remembered when you first time using iPhone. It's
like the first time you have sex, maybe.
I think very, very excited how it is. Yeah, it is a very interesting experience for me. And at the moment, I think, I think that's the future of the internet. Internet should be on mobile instead of on desktop. And at that moment, I started my second time startup company or career in United States to set up a team in China to develop iPhone and Android application, and I set up another team in China to set up an online Android developers community in Beijing. And after my graduation in USC, and I came back to set up the GFAN community.
What year was that?
And I think the GFAN right now is, I can't say it is failed. It was not failed yet, and I think so.
What year did you start GFAN?
Actually, it is the website was set up in 2007. At the end, actually, it is at the end of it is November 2007, and the company was officially set up in 2009.
Sure. So you saw this iPhone, smartphone experience, and then you decided to focus on Android, just because you saw that was going to, maybe not as good of an experience, but there's going to be a lot more people using it and more opportunity because it's kind of an open market.
That's because of Steve Jobs. Even though I didn't meet him in person, but I know how, people always say how selfish Steve Jobs is, but the truth is, the Apple is a kind of, very, very close circle to those developers and other partners. Actually, the iPhone, the apps developers cannot, right now cannot even use their own payment system. They have to use the iPods. But Google, I would say, Google is a really great company. They provide a lot of open source tools and open source SDK to developers who want to join the Android family. And at that moment, I think that the Android open source system would have more opportunities for those small mobile phone like manufacturers like Huawei, like Moto, to provide competitive products with the iPhone. So at the moment, I think I would put my more resource and time to the Android instead of iPhone. And
so how many developers do you have now?
Developers right now we have is more than 20,000 developers. Most of them are located in China. Sure. Yeah, they are all developing Android apps, and as far as I know, most of them also develop iPhone applications.
And when they're launching, are they for the Android app specifically? Are they launching globally, or maybe more China focused, or more US focused? What's the sort of most attractive market for these devs?
The developers working with us is more focused on the China market because our users are mostly coming from the China market. And so far as I know, actually, according to the latest report, China, has already overtaken the United States as the largest mobile smartphone market in the world.
Do you know the numbers? How many?
Yeah. I think in the last quarter, the China represented about 22% of the shipments of all smartphones in the world, and compared with the United States, it only represents 16% of the shipment.
Interesting. So for the Android devs that are launching inside China, there is no official Android marketplace here in China that Google is supporting. Yeah. So there's been a lot of smaller marketplaces that have cropped up. I guess that maybe creates a market of marketplaces, but also maybe creates also some more MAFAN as well too. What are some of the opportunities and challenges around that marketplace? And where does GFAN fit in that?
Yeah, the reason the Google's market cannot enter China, 你都懂的, so I will not say more. But actually, I think
不用了，我们都已经知道。
Yeah, actually, I think the app, the apps market or app store is not exactly what Chinese customers are looking for. I think more than app store, the community service and the more smart content service would be better fit the Chinese market, because in China the customers the customer skills level is relatively low than those customers in United States and Europe. And in China, actually, I have talked to a lot of customers who even don't know how to use their app stores in their iPhone to download apps. They don't know what is app, and they don't know how to use the app store. I think the iPhone's app store is relatively easy to use. It's very friendly to use, but those people still cannot use it. Those people, I think in China, more like to asking their friends what apps it is and how to download it, and most of users would ask others, especially some hardcore mobile phone users, to have them download those apps. I think in China there is a long way to go for users to
get educated.
Yeah, get it. Yeah.
So interesting. So I'm a developer. I want to launch an Android app here in China.
Yeah.
What's my best bet for monetizing it? There's mobile advertising. There's maybe pay-per-download, and there's also the in-app purchases, maybe other levels or virtual items.
Yeah.
Where's that all standing right now? Those three different channels.
I think in China there are three as far as I know, three profitable business model: the advertising, e-commerce, and mobile online gaming. And regarding the advertising, they're like you mentioned, the in-apps purchase, in-apps exchanging service like the TypeJoy and Wap.cn. They are providing the kind of in-apps exchanging, clicking advertising, and there are also some advertising networking service like AdMob in the United States, who can provide the banner exchanging, banner clicking service, and those services are charging by clicking, and some are charging by the downloading active users, which is called CPA and CPC, right? And even some apps would use the CPS model to share the collecting purchase with those developers.
So so there's e-commerce, but then there's the ad-supported model. Maybe just cost per click, right? Then there's the CPA model.
Yes.
So the CPA model, just to let you guys know, I have a game I'm playing, and I want to have a tractor. I'm playing a mobile Farmville game, and at the end they say you want to buy this tractor, or you can either download this other app, or maybe click on these ads, and then you can get the tractor for free. And basically, the company that you download the app from pays Tapjoy or one of these other players, and then Tapjoy pays the company creating the game. So basically, the user is kind of working their way to get these virtual items. So there's that CPA, and then there's pay per download, but then there's actually buying virtual items. Like, so those sort of four categories. Like, can you give a rough idea of like the best? Is it really mostly CPAs making money now, or are people actually paying for downloads or paying for?
Yeah, from our data, we saw that actually I think more than 60% of advertising revenue came from CPA, and only less than 40% came from the CPM or other.
And total revenue, what percentage is advertising? Is it mostly advertising?
Yeah. Advertising revenue from the IPP developers.
But in terms of all the revenue, is it mostly advertising, or is there also people paying for downloads or paying for virtual items, or it's not really happening?
I think there are hardly, zero paying downloading revenue from China market. It's kind of weird, But I think in China, only some very, very famous games, mobile games like from some from the EA's
Angry Birds or
they
Cut the Rope
they
or
can
something.
charge by downloading, but nothing else can do that.
So basically, it's kind of like the early days of the internet, where well-funded .coms paid other .coms ad revenue. So it seems like a lot of the revenue is coming in just from companies getting funded and then buying users.
Yeah, in Chinese we call it 自消费. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. So what's next for this is a wrap-up question. What's next for GFAN, and what's next for the Android marketplace? Where do you see the kind of future?
I think the GFAN is well known for its very, very high quality content providing service to the users, and our target is to be the #1 content platform for mobile in China. And we actually, we are trying to set up a ecosystem together with the content providers, developers, users, especially hardcore users who can write some good reviews and some recommendations to others. And we organize those users together to provide some kind of service for the users to help them more easily to find their needs. And even we can help users to understand their needs before they know their need. I mean, some kind of push service, apps push service to our users to have them downloading the apps, to have developers to distribute their apps. And I think in China, no matter it is an Android or Windows phone or iPhone, we will see soon that the mobile, I mean, more and more users will access their data in internet by mobile device like phone or pad instead of desktop PC or notebook. And we saw the trend is very, very strongly, and more users would spend more time on the mobile device. And I strongly recommend all of the developers to develop your ideas, to realize your ideas by mobile device instead of website only.
Terrific, thank you very much. Give it up for Terry Fan and his eponymous GFAN, everybody, building the mobile Android ecosystem, and fellow USC Trojan. Fight on, Terry. Thank you very much. I'm going to be bringing Frank. Thank you. I'm going to be